Last time we met, you arguably solved the issue with the shrines that you were investigating.
Arguably.
Arguably, the final one you had decided needed no intervention, but at that location, you found an oddity in a ring that has a human, well, a person name. You came back to town and stalked Llewellyn and kicked his door in
And got him a brand new one.
and got him a new one, which was frankly the least you could do after kicking his door in. Uh, and
What?
had and had just about resolved to leave town in the morning. And we come to that morning.
And we got Zigga being the diplomatic one that comes back after the rest of the party has like sabotaged relations and got new information.
Yes, a little
To be
info.
fair, he was only being an enabler. She didn't actually do the door kicking herself.
He was the scrawny one with the arms crossed, letting the muscle do all the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
The one whispering in the ear, yes, yes,
Yep.
let's do it.
My Emperor Palpatine.
Oh no.
Well, she can't shoot. She can't shoot lightning, of a sort.
Yes.
No,
She
you
just needs to
can't.
look visibly older.
Ah,
She's got the little zap power.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it is morning.
Is
We hadn't figured out exactly where we were going to go. I think we decided we were going to go through the forest to the other town,
To Shawby.
but we kind of just like threw that out as an idea, but we didn't have any real.
it would be a
driving
shorter.
force.
I mean, it would arguably be a shorter trip. Have we seen any? I mean, we haven't been in the town for most of our time using it as a base, but have we seen any like trade caravans coming in and out? Because this is kind of out of the way.
A couple, mostly going the way you came to Norhow.
Sure. So it seems like if we were to go around, we still have to, like walk a lot of the distance anyway, most likely, or maybe catch something on the way. Um, it may just be faster just to traverse the forest directly.
I mean, it's
If
not
we're
like
headed
we're
to the-
unacquainted with it at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
Speaking of the forest, we've been in there for like the better part of a week.
Yep.
Did we ever encounter anything of significance, like animals or creatures or anything like that? Like, was it a typical forest that was inhabited by your typical animals and
Yeah.
You're just
typical?
Disney forest creatures.
Most of the larger mammals sort of avoided you as noisy, brutish people.
Sure.
Deer and such fucking off far away from you, and more predatory animals probably not wanting to tangle in general.
Okay, but like, did it also include like non-standard animals like owlbears and stuff like that?
Not that you saw.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure owlbears are like created animals anyway.
Well, yeah. That I mean, they were created, but they still exist now, right? Like they're not like an owlbear can reproduce.
They are viable.
Yeah.
But no, the church has done a good job of making sure that basically all of the countryside is fairly safe.
Gotcha.
Did they do a Britain or a British Isles?
Where they just killed everything. Lol.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's not quite as complete because it's not an island.
Right. Yes.
But
Fair enough.
by and large, it's pretty safe to be out and about.
Mhm. Okay. Fair enough. Well, with that consideration out of the way, the forest seems like probably the most reasonable course of action. If we're going that way.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, may as well.
Okay. As you leave the inn, as you leave your lodgings, there is quite a commotion outside, and for once, it isn't directed at you.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, the first time we came here wasn't directed at us.
No, but you did quickly make yourself involved.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we're bookending the not related to us
Mm,
encounters.
there's no promising that we're not doing that here too.
true.
What do we hear? Let's see.
There's a lot of chatter and rumor and movement up that way
What, where Llewellyn's house was?
towards Llewellyn's house.
Was.
Yes.
Man,
Was
fuck
someone
that.
demolish it while we were sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, Zigga wants to go check it out.
Yeah, let's
V's
go
gonna
check
say
it out.
V's gonna say maybe they're impressed with his new door.
Maybe.
Maybe.
David's at maximum grump today, and I'm loving it.
So you're gonna go check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Okay. So you get to like here, and the crowd starts to become properly thick. But you move your way through, and well, Llewellyn's house isn't there anymore.
I fucking knew it.
Oh wow. Is that a hole?
That is a hole. It's mostly
Does
full
it
of...
like
It doesn't go too far before it becomes full of house.
full of
But the hole has house in it.
The hole has a house in it. You have
Uh,
one guess as to which house that is.
Wait,
is it
So-
is it oh
so
sorry, go
like
on.
a sinkhole situation? That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
And in
Is it-
fact, the new door is kind of laid out beside the hole.
Oh well, is the building like half destroyed or is it almost intact?
Oh,
like
it's
a
more than half destroyed.
It's mostly destroyed.
It's mostly destroyed. In
Mm,
fact, the only way you really know that it's a house is because you know there was a house there before, and houses don't tend to move.
I see, and I'm guessing there is no sign of Llewellyn.
Not a peep. There's a few people who have managed to get down in the hole who are trying to dig through the wreckage and see if he's down there, but they haven't found him yet.
Just were there any? So I'm thinking back to the lighthouse situation.
Right.
Other than the whole like that the lighthouse was intact, this one house isn't. Were there any like unusual signs in terms of the like how the sinkhole was kind of shaped or formed in the lighthouse situation? And does that seem in any way similar to this one?
Do you have a relevant law?
I do not have sinkhole lore now.
Sinkhole
unfortunately.
or, you know, geography or anything like that. Geology.
I mean, if this keeps happening, it might actually be relevant. No, unfortunately, I do not.
Do you suspect that this was done magically?
B would definitely be considering it because this seems unusually targeted.
Do a magically inclined skill check then of whichever school you believe to be appropriate.
Well, if it's manipulating Earth, probably nature, like primal magic.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Or not.
You are absolutely convinced the two are related.
Ah, got it.
So, if I'm remembering correctly with the lighthouse situation, it was almost like a blister formed underneath the earth where like it started to puff up and then exploded and it fell down to the bottom of the blister.
You
essentially.
are not remembering that correctly, I'm afraid.
I think it was just
Okay.
built on a hill.
There was a hill that was kind of built
Oh,
up.
it was built on a hill. That's right.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was built around a geological oddity, but a natural geological oddity that was eroded by the tide and then collapsed under the weight of the tower.
Okay. So if we can we get close enough to actually like see the hole properly, like
Yes.
get close up. Okay. If I do that and I sort of take a look,
Mm-hmm.
does it look like a landslide? Does it look like, do you know what I mean? Like, does it look like a naturally occurring sinkhole? Does it look like the sort of thing that you know it's just been built on bad land, or not?
It does not look like what you would expect bad land to look like.
No, so it doesn't seem like he's just like unlucky and his house was built
No,
on effectively sand.
no.
Okay.
It's
Looking-
kind of just intuitively, it's too local for that.
Uh-huh.
Thinking back to being here yesterday, was there any visual indication that we could have like possibly remembered that would have led us to believe that this could have happened?
No.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, we're not going to find anything else out standing around, so I'm going to hop in, and Zazika will hop into the hole and start moving, sifting debris like the rest of everybody. Like maybe putting it up against the side of the walls of the sinkhole
Sure.
to get it out of the main area.
There are a few guards giving you guys a bit of a side eye.
That's why Tulip's standing back until somebody tells her it's okay to get in there.
I was
Yeah.
going to say Ziga and Chris were distinctly not involved in the.
Yeah, I wasn't involved with that at all.
True, but you
I-
are associated with the people who were.
If I
Fair enough,
walk
but-
up, if I do walk up to the guards and just sort of be like, "Do you have any idea what happened?" Are they going to give me an answer?
Not a clue. Big crash about 3 a.m. Whole thing fell in.
Huh. That's really weird. It doesn't look like it's built on like bad soil or anything. So
There's no bad soil around here. This whole place was covered in trees when the place was built.
Hmm.
against our better judgment, B is going to be looking to see if by any chance the ground has been like, if I'm assuming there's like maybe some visible ground where the house, like the ruins of the house is. She's gonna be like kind of peering in and trying to check to see if the ground had been transmuted to something potentially. Like there's a big chunk missing and everything else seems.
Yeah. Do a perception.
Sure.
Knowledge farming.
Or, well,
All
I
of
suppose
us?
you could do a knowledge farming. I'm not sure what that would tell you.
The
Uh,
soil
Anyone
quality.
else?
If you wanna have a closer look, then yeah, do a perception.
Okay.
Savant
Sure.
Tulip strikes again.
so I can
If
see
I
if I
eat-
notice anything.
If I eat some of the soil and do a lore farming check, can I tell what the quality of the soil is?
Did that actually work?
Yes,
Yeah.
but only because you're primal magic.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't actually want to do.
Nope, too late.
Oh no, she's eating dirt.
Yeah.
She's not even drunk and she's eating dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning.
Chris doesn't see a whole lot. Chris is preoccupied with.
He does see a hole.
Well,
but
yes, a whole lot. Being Tulip, you can both see that the edges of the hole are like pretty much straight up vertical, and also like very, very regular.
So something detonated like in a circular manner around, well, rectangular manner around the house, like the whole last perimeter.
Circular, like circumscribing the rectangle of the house.
Hmm.
Like it,
As in
Okay.
someone took like literally like a square or a rectangular shaped chunk out of the ground.
circular, but around the rectangle of the house. But yes,
Got it.
it's almost like they cookie cutted it out, but it went down,
Sure. And then the house was left and it just fell.
just fell in and was destroyed. Yeah.
Right, but looking around the house, does it look like a portion of the house was also excised, or is it look like the entirety of the house is present?
It's difficult to tell because it's in many, many splinters, but it doesn't look like a huge amount of it's missing. Like, you can just about make out most of the roof in its mangled state.
Right, but like the entirety of the floor present for what you'd expect to see of the floor? Obviously,
as far as you
moving.
can tell, it would take you a few days to figure out if the whole thing was there, and you'd probably have to excavate most of it to be sure. but from eyeballing it, it looks like it was the whole house.
And what about the objects within the house? Like, as I'm sifting through things, am I coming across like, all the objects that you would expect, like a spice rack and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Most of the trappings of an old man's house are down there. You've got a sack of Werther's originals. It's all present.
There's originals. I like how nobody else left, but I got it. It was good.
This is nature's boil remover. This is a boil upon the earth.
That's a very rude thing to say about Llewellyn.
I did not say it in character.
It's still a rude thing to say about Llewellyn.
She muttered under her breath darkly.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the real morbid question. Are there any, is there any viscera in sight?
No.
People found
Okay.
any.
You're all very familiar with the unique smell of broken body, having bisected a few people in your time.
That is
Alright, listen here.
Yes.
That metallic tang of blood is just not present. And it's almost certain that there would be, if you were in that house, you would almost certainly be bleeding.
Okay, so are the other two going to keep searching? B is not going to go into the hole for much the same reason as Tulip is hanging back. Although she did, peer in to take a look.
Yeah, Tulip's just gonna, give the occasional glance to the guards and just, wait and be like, are we good for now? Are we chill?
B has a suitably serious and concerned face on for the guards.
Sure. They're still eyeballing you, but they're not
That's
coming
fine,
over to arrest you in front of everyone or anything.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Tulip will start helping sift the rubble because she big, strong girl.
She is big, strong girl. You get in there and you start sifting.
Cool. Does it feel like the ground beneath us is, going to shift at any point, or is it kind of, collapse to a solid point?
It's I think the technical term is metastable. It's good enough. It could collapse to a better resting position, but it's not gonna just kill you.
Okay, cool. We'll get in there then.
What do he wants you to think?
If it was seriously gonna continue falling down and causing troubles, it probably would have done that with the other half dozen people that are down there.
Yeah, legit.
Since we were here yesterday, maybe Ziga would have noticed more than me and Tulip. But was there anything else around the house that is now also missing? Like, I don't know, like a mailbox or something else, like a shed or something.
No, he didn't really have any of that.
Got it. Okay.
He had like a little garden, like a little herb garden, and that's kind of like the corner of that's fallen in.
See, okay, just trying to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Okay.
to a conclusion, but she'll wait until the others are done to share it.
Well, and Ziga, having sifted for quite a while and is making steady progress and everything like that, he's gonna shift to digging down in a single spot, and trying to get to the bottom and see if there's anything unusual about the new floor of
This.
get to the bottom of it. Yes.
Sure. So you kind of have to climb into the wreckage a bit to get there. But you can do that and lift up some of the broken floor. And it seems like it is it's almost like immediately topsoil, like normal, as if you were on the top.
Does it still have
Oh.
like grass and stuff?
Yeah, oh, well, it has like maybe a bit of moss.
Right.
Um,
Right. I'm not like cultivated like modern grass or anything like that.
no,
But I mean,
no.
yeah.
But
Okay.
it is like a proper like few inches of topsoil down there.
Gotcha. So it was literally like the ground disappeared, not
Mm.
yeah.
Chunk below the topsoil disappeared. However deep that might have been.
That's really weird.
Actually, if that's the case, then is the board of the hole near the top where that topsoil presumably would have been? Does that seem more, I guess, jagged than the walls below, which were like more clean cut?
Sorry, how do you mean?
So I'm now currently guessing that there was like almost like a cylinder of earth that was removed below the surface of where the topsoil was
Right.
originally. Is the, I guess, so around the border of the circle at the
Mhm.
near the top where that
Mhm.
topsoil would have been, is it less neat there? Like maybe there's like roots that have been ripped out instead of like excised out.
It is less neat up there. It's not like a bunch of roots got pulled because there aren't really a bunch of roots in the area.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe some grasses, that kind of thing.
but
Still
it
sticking out.
it looks kind of like you know if you dig a hole in sand, it
Yep.
kind of falls in.
Right. Yeah.
But if you go deep enough to the wet stuff, it doesn't.
Mm.
It kind of looks like that, like the dry stuff that at the top, the dry and loose topsoil, or drier and loose topsoil, has kind of fallen in around the edges, and
I
as
see.
soon as you hit the kind of more solid rocky substrate, it's more of a cookie cut.
Got it.
If I cast detect magic, do I get anything?
From inside the hole, a little bit.
Okay.
But that's not really surprising for the wreckage of an old druidy boys.
Yeah, I mean, I
house.
guess there's that. And sorry, B tried to figure out whether they thought it was magical or not, right?
B thinks it is related to the lighthouse situation, which was probably magical, I think.
Oh, I see. They were trying to figure out whether it was the same thing. I mean, if I roll Arcana, can I think of a way that you might do this? Because the actual house, sorry if I'm misunderstanding, the actual house itself isn't here either, or is just the wreckage of the house in
The
here?
wreckage of the
The
house.
wreckage of the house.
So, so the house is just like collapsed in.
Yes.
Yes.
Because someone moved out the soil. Sure. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. Okay. This is such a weird way to sabotage someone. Why would you do that? And has Llewellyn's body been found, or
No.
That's the weirder thing, I think. If they were trying to kill Llewellyn by doing this, then that would sort of make sense. Maybe it was the easiest way to do it for whatever reason. But if he's not here, then they just I feel like B feels like there should probably be another reason why they collapsed the house. Because if Llewellyn is not here, then that probably wasn't the main purpose
I
of
think
doing
I think that what we're trying to tie the lighthouse and this together, we should also factor in the fact that in addition to the other, you know, things that were similar between the two, they were both at the very least maybe not powerful mages, but they were both also like
full of significance or somewhat some significance.
well, not just significance, but they were also like magically tied. Like I don't remember the name of the guy in the lighthouse, but
Yeah,
like
he
he
was
was
research.
He was definitely a mage, like a pretty accomplished mage. And Llewellyn, I actually don't know if Llewellyn was a mage himself or if he was just part of a ritual
I think he
circle.
was, because B had red magic on his staff before, and it was I mean, it's possible he
Well,
just had a magical staff, but that's
yeah, he could have just had a magical staff, and he could have been an apprentice to a mage or something like that as part of the circle that he was in, where they like sealed off the stuff. But I got the impression that he was actually a spellcaster. Like,
I think that B would agree. Also, he is very old. It would be probably a little unusual to have a apprentice that old, and like he didn't.
well,
look,
no, I mean, he from what I gathered from the situation, he didn't have to have been old himself when the like the thing, because like it was
I
maintained
know.
for a long time.
I just mean it may have been odd that he didn't like try to advance himself, even if the people who were originally teaching him were not available to teach him anymore for this long.
Maybe, yeah.
So I feel like if you're involved in magic, it's like if you're seriously involved in magic, I don't think you would just like stop and give up.
Right. Yeah, so I mean that's something to consider, is that both of these people were mages. And also there's not anything saying that the people themselves weren't the ones responsible for their own habitat's destruction.
That is
Like, we
true.
haven't actually not nailed that down yet. I mean, we're under the assumption that they're being targeted, but they could have done this themselves.
That is true.
Like some sort of teleport spell that destroys the earth underneath them when they teleport away.
Or maybe
I'd be more inclined to believe that this was something done by Llewellyn than the lighthouse collapsing in, because didn't the lighthouse collapse after the guy was dead?
The lighthouse collapse caused him to die.
Oh, he died. I thought like he had died and then the lighthouse collapsed afterwards. No, okay.
I mean, I guess it's possible. He may have just left and chose to destroy his house for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Cover up for something maybe, but we don't really have a reason to believe he would have just left like that.
No.
As I remember.
I mean, it could be that he, if that's the case, like I'm going off the assumption that that's real. It could be that whatever I told him yesterday caused him to feel like he could no longer stay in the town.
Maybe.
Maybe he just didn't want someone using his house.
Just a super vindictive, possessive old man.
I can see it potentially. Not besmirching his character in general, but old people. I feel like that's possible for old people in general.
Llewellyn the Boomer.
Yes.
He does.
My house. I've lived here for hundreds of years.
Llewellyn the NIMBY.
I'm not gonna let just any whippersnapper just move in.
He does have pretty strong boomer energy. Okay, well, I mean, I think we should like Iziga's taking notes of like the connections that we have between the lighthouse and so basically in character, I'm taking notes of our discussion out of character. So later when I in real life forget everything, I can say that Ziga has the information that I know.
This is still being recorded and it will be uploaded, so you can always refer back.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess we don't have enough information, and I'm getting the impression that there's not anything that we're gonna find here that's gonna make it. Actually, you know what? No, there was one thing. I don't remember the situation. Where did we find the body of the gnome? How do we determine he was dead?
Did we even find the
didn't.
body.
You didn't find the body.
I think
So then why do we think he's dead?
Well, he's
I
not-
don't.
He's MIA, I guess.
Okay, well,
Wait,
yeah, okay,
sorry,
that's
what?
what I
Wait,
thought.
whoa.
But then,
the
and then
body of who? Sorry.
The guy who owned the lighthouse or is living in the lighthouse.
Oh, that is true. We never found him.
Ivan
Yeah,
Sternov.
yeah, that's what I.
B would have assumed that the like the fish people just took him for whatever reason,
Mm.
but it is true we never confirmed where he went.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. I was like, I that's why I didn't word it as he was dead, and then y'all just started saying he was dead, and I was like, oh well, maybe I forgot that there was a corpse or something. But no,
Well, I mean, his lighthouse had been invaded by angry fishmen who wanted to kill us, and also there was like an exploded arcane symbol on the bottom floor. Or
that's what I
whatever.
was getting to. Is that symbol that was on the floor? Can we find any evidence of something akin to that in the house?
Perception check, please.
Conducting evil rituals in the basement.
Knowledge, evil
Perception
rituals.
check.
Actually, what if this this entire cylindrical area underneath the house was a basement ritual chamber and the whole room got teleported out?
I did a perception. Yay! So did Zigger.
Is anyone else looking for this?
Yes,
Everyone.
because B is in conspiracy theory mode.
Rightfully
Um,
so, Tulip.
none of you find anything remotely like that.
All right,
Mhm.
so unfortunate.
I mean, can we like start asking people around if they heard anything? I have to imagine this wouldn't be a quiet event.
Well,
Yeah,
they
Yeah,
heard
the guard
a
said
large
there was a loud
booming.
crash at like 3 o'clock or something in the
Is-
morning.
Did
there anyone
did
who's-
anybody see what happened? Like they actually like witnessed it occur? If they happen to be on the streets or anything, like a guard or maybe
Who goes walking at 3 a.m.?
guards on patrol.
Are you asking the guards that then?
Yes.
They are not going to give up any pertinent information at this time.
Okay.
Is there anyone who seems to be leading the excavation of sorts? Or
Yeah,
is-
there's a couple of not Jasper or Ruby dwarfs down there. This is their domain ish.
Oh well, if that's the case, then it is their domain. B is going to kind of lean over the edge of the hole and kind of ask them what they think about how the ground was carved away.
It's weird. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. No one dug this out. And even if they had, we would have noticed it.
It was like it just ceased to exist immediately, correct?
I mean, yeah, I guess that could have been it. But like, what would do that? It's ground. It's rock. It's pretty solid. It doesn't just evaporate.
Turn it into a liquid, evaporated.
Well, like I don't remember what the name of the spell school is, but like disintegrate as a spell. Like it doesn't it have like a sub school or something like that of like antimatter or some shit? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Zigga would not be saying this, by the way, because Zigga
Hmm.
doesn't know shit. But like, I'm just wondering.
This would be far beyond the knowledge of the dwarven commoners who are trying to do a good deed.
No.
Also, no, disintegrate does not have any special tags.
So is it evocation? Transmutation?
It's just evocation.
Yeah.
Well, it's attack evocation. But yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know of anything else we can do. That was my biggest thought process, was working towards the idea that it's similar to Lighthouse in the form of that ritual. Which, if it was, if we had found the ritual site or whatever, the same as we found in the bottom of the lighthouse, the bottom of the natural lighthouse, I should say,
Mm.
I would have expected to assume that it was the casters themselves that instigated it in both instances. I mean, because we found very compelling evidence that the mage of the lighthouse, Ivan,
Yeah.
Ivan, was responsible for the collapse of the lighthouse, right?
Reasonable evidence that it was that explosion that caused the collapse. Yes.
Right. So, yeah, if we had found something similar in Llewellyn's house wreckage, then that would have been a nice tie, but we didn't. So they're similar, but they're not close enough together that they can be conclusive by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But
From the detect magic that you guys used earlier, was there? I mean, this is technically not part of the purview of the spell, but I think we've been sort of using it this way anyway. Was there any indication of where it was coming from, or is it just like generally in the hole kind of thing?
The magic that you're detecting is in the wreckage, and it is most likely from the shattered remains of his small magical trinkets that probably helped him along day to day. Self-cleaning pots and the like.
Got it. Okay, so not lingering, or it doesn't seem to be lingering energy from whatever caused the hole.
No, that would have been significantly bigger, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, got it. Well, we've got a murder / kidnap mystery on our hands.
are any of those minor trinkets not just completely destroyed?
Are you literally grave robbing in front of the entire town?
I'm
Please,
just curious.
could be kidnap robbing, whatever the equivalent term for that is.
I think that's just robbing.
I guess so. If they're absent, you can still.
Not that you can immediately identify. Any of
Sure.
these items could be minorly magical, and most of them are broken in some way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was actually kind of curious. I mean, would that be something like a ritual that like a lower level spellcaster could do to like enchant something with like a permanency prestidigitation, to like clean like a plate that cleans itself or something like that? I don't know.
Yes, but it would be expensive enough in components to keep it out of the reach of most people.
Sure, but like a level 3 adventurer or something like that could have like a lesser permanency spell.
Yeah, well, I mean,
really
if you
minor
just,
stuff like
if
that.
you just want a prestidigitation to keep pots clean, a level 1 adventurer could probably manage it after a good haul.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. I'm not looking for like mechanical stuff. I'm just
No.
like,
Yeah.
it's interesting concept for like,
I think permanency no longer exists in second
Yeah.
edition.
oh, does it really? Okay.
As
well, fair enough.
as a spell, it doesn't, but as the GM, I can just apply that.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
shit,
yeah, for
so
sure.
it's all good. It's probably reasonable that actually, like, old money wouldn't have them because it would be more prestigious to have the staff on hand to clean the pots.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that. You'd be having somebody that either doesn't want to flaunt their wealth, but they do want like clean pots and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or somebody that's like just eccentric.
Yes.
But I mean, rather than trying to link this to something for a completely different town that seemingly has nothing to do with it, does this definitely have nothing to do with the final shrine that we thought we'd cleanse but didn't know for sure?
We could pass through on the way.
Like,
Oh,
could,
well, not
could this not just be like? Also, we never really got an answer as to what was going on with the whole like the decay shrine, for want of a better term.
well.
It like he said that it shouldn't have been in the state it was, if I remember correctly, and he was
Right.
confused about how it was in that state.
Right,
So
and so
could this
Zviga,
not be the people who did that?
it's possible, but why would they go after him now? Like if
Because
they
they've been
knew that
found
he was
out.
in,
I mean,
but
they're keeping
why
very close.
he's
but-
but Yeah, but like, what purpose would that serve? Because that
Because they didn't want him, because he obviously has some idea of who it might be, and they didn't want him to tell us.
I feel like if they were keeping close enough tabs to pinpoint that exact, like the fact that he found out from us, they probably could have had observation magic on the shrine itself, and could probably have gotten rid of us on the way back instead of having that happen in the first place.
Yeah, that seems really
It's-
convoluted. I mean, if they're powerful enough to do that, then they could have just wiped us out multiple times. Or alternatively, if they're actively observing him to that point, the fact that he wasn't revealing it to us and had refused to have any further communication on that subject would have negated the need to even take him out in the first place. And also the fact that he was taken out would mean that like we would be looking into something that we wouldn't have otherwise looked into.
But we were already looking into it.
Right, but we'd finished. Like we were done at that point. And if we were being observed and he was being observed and we decided that we weren't going to look into it anymore as a result of the conversation, which is where the Ziga Llewellyn conversation kind of ended up, is I guess we're done here. Why would they take him out now and reignite our interest in it when we were already quitting?
I don't know, maybe for the whole reason that they got in, because like something put this, I don't know. I'm still a little leery of the idea that we randomly caused the shrine problems, and that just so happened at the same time
Well,
they also fixed the negative energy shrine. So it could just be that they were just doing this at the same time anyway.
no. We didn't. I mean, that's what we've learned from Ziga talking to Llewellyn is that we didn't just randomly find the water shrine. Like it wasn't random. It was the fact that the shrines were out of balance because something interacted with the negative energy shrine and restored it for some reason. Like we don't know why yet, and that's why all of the other shrines became visible. Like they were previously warded to the point where we would have like randomly stumbled upon them, but because the negative energy shrine had been found, restored, and used in some way, presumably. Well, we don't know if it was used, but like, why would you otherwise like restore it if you weren't planning on using it for some reason?
Well,
And
then
then
if they
and then the
restored
other
that,
was yeah.
if they restored that, then I mean, can it not just be that they did this now because they're doing all of this now? Like like that. That's a fucking weird sentence, but I hope that made sense. Like they like this just happens to happen now, and they're just taking action because they were going to take action anyway.
Not
don't know.
really, because like
Why?
there's a undetermined period of time from the point where they use the negative energy shrine to the point where the first people, which was us, encountered a different shrine. Like we don't
I
know
don't
how
think
long
so.
that
I don't
was.
think so. I think that's not true. Because I don't think it could have been very long at all. Because the fucking forest was on fire.
Sure. Yeah, I
The
mean, so
forest was on fire, and like that, it can't have been particularly long time since they did it. No fucking, someone would have found the burning forest.
right, but we don't know what the expression of the shrines being out of balance, like how it acted. So, like for instance, what if like 3 weeks ago they did the negative energy shrine, and then over the course of time things built up to the point where the water shrine was out of balance and was starting to do its thing, and the positive energy like slowly grew that mass of vines, and the fire slowly got worse and worse. Like it started out as just like cinders, and then grew into like embers, and then grew into that sort of thing. Where like we saw it in its
I mean, we can't say for certain either way.
right.
But I
Right.
just find it fucking ridiculous that it seems more likely, apparently, that this is linked to the fucking collapsing lighthouse on the other side of the country, as
the only
opposed
reason.
to the shit that was happening on his doorstep.
So to be clear, the only reason I'm saying that is because of the rule I made earlier. Tom commented that B thinks that it is related.
Yeah,
Out
no,
of
I get that, and
character, I do not think
I am responding both IC and OC that it seems insane to say that that is more likely than the shit that's going on right here
Sure.
is the reason
In
why
which
he's
case,
been
maybe
assaulted.
maybe B believes you, but I think out of character, there's not much convincing to be done. Because I don't think.
Yeah, we
any of
just
us-
don't have enough information. We're trying to put together like a 50-piece puzzle together with 3 pieces.
The other thing that I would
Yeah.
consider is that he said he was attuned to the shrine, right? Or the shrines.
Yeah, he did.
His order was attuned to the shrine, and he
Yeah.
was the last of his order. Yes.
Right. So, is it possible that there was some sort of backlash that was caused by us finishing up like
I think if that was true, he would have given me some sort of indication when I spoke to him.
I see.
You know, he
Well-
didn't seem troubled, and he didn't seem troubled in that way. Like he was
Nope.
troubled that like we got to see him in the first place, and that they were opened when they should have been stayed closed. But like he didn't seem like worried about his physical safety.
Also,
Sure.
he got backlash from them becoming unbalanced rather than them getting fixed, didn't he? Like,
Right, yeah. In either state of them being unbalanced, or in any state of them being unbalanced, he was upset. But like when they were balanced either way, like you know, and positively or negatively or whatever, he was not disturbed.
Sure. I'm just saying that because he was attuned to them, there is some sort of link there. It's possible that it has some relation with them.
Actually, that's a good point. I mean, if he was attuned to them and his being gone and like the house being dropped or whatever, it's possible like we may want to pass through like the easiest, like maybe the water central fire route and see if any of the shrines have changed as a result of him being gone, because it wouldn't even be that far out of the way for us to check, especially the central shrine, just to see if anything changed, if him being gone has something to do with his attunement.
You would definitely agree with that course of action. I presume that we're probably going to actually have that particular conversation later, as opposed to in the middle of this place with all the townsfolk around.
Right, yeah. We're kind of like sequence breaking our conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go on board with that as well.
What
I
does
think
Tulip
we're done
think?
here. Oh, go ahead.
What does Tulip think?
Tulip thinks maybe we should go, like, check out the shrines to see if anything's reacted strangely in, lieu of this happening.
In Llewellyn of this happening?
No,
my
I
God.
wasn't gonna say it. Get out.
Please. Oh no.
So you're in agreement with the others then that
Yes.
okay, cool.
Alright, well, if we're not being detained or anything, then it seems like we should probably get a move on in case anything is happening.
They
Yeah, I'd agree
are
with
they're definitely looking at you still, but they're not acting for whatever reason.
They're like, we don't have sufficient proof that you were responsible for this, but man,
Since when do medieval civilizations need proof?
now.
I think it's just because it's so bizarre that they haven't like.
I think that they think. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. No, I'll stick with that. I think they think that you aren't good enough to pull this off.
Well, they are correct, I think, actually. So, and if that's the conclusion they're coming to, or I mean, I'm assuming they're not actually telling us that.
No.
But if they're not bothering us, B is not going to poke the hornet's nest, so to speak, and try to get them to think it's us.
You don't think we're good enough? I could do this.
I can do this 5 times. Fuck you.
With my eyes closed.
This thing is like trying to convince them that he's good enough to have done this.
Oh no. Okay. So you have a plan. Is there anything else you want to do before you execute it?
No, I don't think so.
I guess do Jasper and
Oh yeah, they paid
they
us,
know
right?
about this?
I didn't recalculate my gold.
I
but how much-
believe they paid you.
Yeah, 10 gold each, right?
I
Or
don't
10 gold.
I don't remember. It was 2 weeks ago.
I think it
I
was.
thought
10
you
gold.
wrote it down in the chat. Did you know?
Was I smart enough to have written it down in the chat?
You wrote something else down in the chat, which was Ziga needs a downtime roll.
Zigga
Oh,
does
yeah,
need an earn income roll, yes.
Income roll.
What is the earn income? Is it the
It's whatever
relevant
skill you
skill?
want to do it with.
I have no idea what the context was that for anymore. That was for anymore.
It was when I
His-
was finishing a tattoo and everyone had like a day of
A day of
downtime or whatever the
downtime.
fuck.
Yeah, okay. You've managed that. You won't get paid until the article gets to the boy, and then either you also get to the boy or the money gets delivered. Such is the nature of correspondence work in this non-electronic time.
Should we
Yeah.
just should we call it 10 gold then for final payment?
Yeah.
What, as in we each get 10 gold? Or 10 gold split between the four of us?
Probably collectively, because
Fair enough.
rewards per level aren't actually super duper high in this.
Okay. Can I just go ahead and get paid now, so we don't have to try to keep that mental calculation?
So
Go ahead.
2.5 gold each then.
2.5 gold each, and I am trying to figure out or remember where the earn income table is.
Depends on it. May be in lore if he used lore
I've
skill.
got it. For that 1 day of work, 5 silver,
Okay.
which is pretty good for a day of work.
Nice.
Nice.
Less than you get
Nice.
from adventuring, but since you were just sat around on your ass, it's not too bad.
No.
Yeah. I guess B is gonna when they go grab their stuff, because presumably they didn't take all of their stuff.
No,
they went.
you'll want to go back to the inn.
She is gonna ask the other two if they have any thoughts about this whole thing or suspicions.
The what, Jasper and Ruby, the other two.
Yeah.
No, and they don't. They seem a little worried, but not about Llewellyn. More about how this is going to impact the work and the society at large.
Why are they worried about it being perceived as them removing an obstacle or something?
It might be,
Yeah, I guess so.
but there's no body parts down there, so the guy himself is probably fine somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And she says, "Here's hoping." And there may be like a 2% non-sincere aspect to that, but she's mostly telling the truth.
Sure.
Would it help if we? I don't know. What I was gonna say. Would it help if we sowed the rumor that he probably teleported out, like that he was a powerful mage?
I don't know if we should be getting involved that much with
Oh,
that
no.
side of things.
It would just
B's
help.
gonna say this in character.
Okay.
They also don't know if it would help if you got involved in that side of things, given two of you went and roughed him up last night.
Yeah, we might not be the most trustworthy group to be doing that in the first place. Or I don't know if people will believe us if we say that. They may just cast suspicion on us. All right. Well, if they don't have much to say about it, then I think we just execute the plan probably.
Gather
Yep,
up and
sounds good.
get the hell out of Dodge. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, where are you headed?
I think we're gonna go.
We're gonna head to Shawby, but through the water, the central, and the fire shrine.
Sure. B. Okay. Hey David, it's your time to shine.
Yes. This
Do
bit
the
where I
roll.
roll dice badly.
Yes.
Go gadget this.
It's good.
Is
You've
bad?
done this trip a few times. Yeah, you make it to the water shrine. It's still pretty boggy. You imagine it's going to take a little bit of time for the water table to sink back into the ground a bit. But the shrine itself is much as you left it.
It's not raining. It's not raining abnormally anymore, is it?
Not abnormally, no. It's just rather wet.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
Yep.
But
Okay.
otherwise, the shrine itself looks completely fine.
Looks fine, yeah. Relatively stable, no big effects going on. It's just wet. Bit humid.
Okay. Then we'll move on.
Okay.
Yep. Do you need me to go again?
Yes, I would like you to go again, please.
F.
Well, I mean, you're going in a cardinal direction, so that's
We have a
probably
compass.
fine. You have a compass. You reach the center area.
All the forest animals turn into abominations.
No,
I see.
thankfully not.
Is Llewellyn grazing among them?
He is not grazing among them, but he is there.
Oh.
Oh.
Is he naked?
You know what? Oddly, yes.
He's returned to nature.
Return to monkey.
Oh my god. So what is he doing?
He's laying on the ground.
Like on his back?
Yeah.
Spread eagled?
No, he's not quite that immodest. I've put you all to the right if you care to move.
Sure.
As that's the direction you came in from.
Sure. B probably does not see him through that cow. So she is just gonna kind of cautiously approach, possibly with anyone else who's like walking at the same pace as her. But she doesn't see anything unusual to start, and she's just looking around and seeing all the animals and said, "Well, it looks like everything is pretty normal here." And she kind of reaches out at the naked old man in the center of the glade.
The animals are giving him a small berth. They don't seem too bothered by him, but they're not like eating the grass from between his legs or
Ew.
anything.
The grass below or above his legs?
Well,
No.
The area.
No.
and he doesn't react to your exclamation.
B, what are you doing? Oh.
Is that?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Nope.
the old guy.
And she
Nope,
kind of hits.
Tulip
She
is
kind of
not
hisses. Okay. B kind of hisses to Chris. What's he doing here?
He's walking around naked.
Oh, I think he's
As
actually lying
you do.
down. But
You know what I mean.
does he seem conscious? If I get a little closer.
No.
Does he have any visible wounds? Disregarding a certain lower aspect of his anatomy, because she's probably not going to be staring at that.
No.
Okay. Well, she is going to. Are there any sticks on the ground?
Yes.
She's going to pick one up. She's going to come over here. And if he doesn't wake up, she's going to prod him in the forehead with it.
His head moves a little.
Gently, please.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to.
I mean, you're making contact. It's gonna
Yeah.
rock a little.
That's true. Does he make any noises in response?
Nope.
She's going to say like a cautious, "Hello, anyone in there?" And if no reaction, then she's going to creep up and try to put a hand on his forehead to see if he is warm.
He is cool.
That is unfortunate.
Can I do a medicine check?
You can.
Go gadget something. Oh, not bad.
This man is deceased.
He's dead.
He is deceased.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, we need to get the fuck out before we're accused of doing it.
Well, there's
Okay,
no way.
I don't
to
think anyone
live
followed
here.
us in the middle of the forest.
I am not willing to take that chance.
Well, I mean, I'm more concerned about more finding out more information than I am about getting caught in a situation where it looks like we may have killed somebody. Um,
And stripped him.
Oh no.
Maybe in that order, maybe in the other order. Who knows which one is worse?
Oh no.
I hate this so fucking much. This is a trap.
B is going to look around at all the forest animals and see if any of them look suitably evil, in case they're like a druid in disguise or something.
There's just one cow sitting there rubbing its hooves together.
It's like the deer from Adventure Time. It pulls off its hooves and then does the fun Mr. Burns hand templing thing.
Yeah.
No, there aren't any obviously evil animals around you. They all seem to be quite content to graze on the bountiful harvest of grass.
What a shame.
shame.
No shame here.
Okay.
Does he have any markings on him? Like any bruises or cuts or anything?
Well, now that you ask, he has several suspicious tattoos that are.
In that you ask, he's got like a fucking pentagram tattoo
Yeah.
all over him.
Now that you ask, his skin is all flayed off and all of his organs have been removed.
Oh, I was
No,
I was
he,
talking about like the. Oh, sorry. I was just making a joke.
he looks as you would expect someone who has been lying on the floor dead for a few hours to look. Rather pale and just about starting to pull at the lower edge. It's starting to look a little bruised, but that would be normal progression of these things.
Okay, if we open his mouth, can we check to see if he choked on his own tongue or if there's anything weird there? Any broken teeth?
Doesn't
Is
look
any-
like it.
Does anybody in the party have any medical skills to like do a surface level examination?
Chris already did.
Okay.
Apparently I have a
He's
+4 on it.
dead.
He's dead, but seems intact. Apart from being dead.
No
Like-
obvious
Oh,
cause, I guess.
Wait. We should go check out the weird, freaky death shrine. Maybe that has something to do with it.
No, it couldn't have, because like it didn't like cause someone to naturally die or whatever. It like literally yeeted your finger from existence.
Hmm.
I mean,
Actually, Tulip, specifically, do me a perception check.
Go Savant.
I wish. Is it Savant? No.
No, but it's good enough. You check in his mouth, and under his tongue there is a round rock, a round flat rock, the kind that you might skim across a lake, but fairly small.
Huh.
well, that's very weird. Does Tulip like pull it out?
I mean, Tulip's gonna ask Chris or B to look at it first to make sure she's not gonna lose another fucking finger, and then if everything's good, she'll pull it out.
Okay. B is going to cast read magic on it.
It is magic.
Okay. And what is the?
God, I don't know what kind of effect that would be.
It doesn't fit nice. I think there is a universal school.
It is. You know what? No, it is illusion.
Illusion.
The rock has illusion on it.
What is Oh no. That's gonna be necromancy. I was gonna ask what is gentle repose.
Yeah, that's necromancy.
Yeah.
And it looks like it doesn't. It wouldn't be on him anyway because he's.
That's a very unusual, and it just otherwise looks like a normal rock.
Yeah, it's just a rock.
That's
Okay.
very unusual.
It's a clean rock. It's
Well,
not got
it's
any
not-
like dirt on it or anything.
I imagine it would have gotten removed if he had it in his mouth for any
Yeah.
longer duration.
Okay. I mean, I guess Tulip would probably like either try and grab like a couple of sticks to tweeze it out of there or forceps it out of there.
Chopsticks?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Is that something she can do?
Do a dexterity check for me.
No, I don't
D20,
want to.
D20 plus dexterity.
No, don't, please. Don't make me.
Believe in you.
I don't want to knock it down the back of his throat. Somebody with better dexterity
No,
get
no,
the
no.
fucking thing.
It'll go flying into Chris's face instead.
No, I
Zig,
don't
Zig,
trust.
Ziga will volunteer to just pull it out with
Thank
her
you.
hands.
Okay, that does not require a dexterity check because you're not trying to chopstick it out of a dead man's mouth.
Well, okay, look, right?
To be fair, the dead man's probably not against it,
Yeah, he probably wouldn't mind.
unless that was his fair. The underworld.
Llewellyn like sits up and it's like, "You stupid little shit."
I need
No.
that.
So Zigga reaches in and pulls it out.
Yeah.
And when you touch it, you just hear in your mind, "Our time has passed. Good luck."
Oh.
Was it in Llewellyn's voice?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. He was part of that whole secret group, wasn't he? Dedicated to keeping the shit in line. Wow. I guess
Well-
he really was the last of his group. Great, cool. Fucking love it.
So either this was left by someone else to convince us that it wasn't them, or he topped himself
I
and
feel
blew up
like-
his house.
I mean, I kind of feel like that might actually be what happened. Is he fucking buried his own house to hide some secrets? Came out
I
here
knew
and
it.
died peacefully.
Vindictive old man.
Yeah, he was like,
Returning
"Fuck
secret.
you! I'll die first."
He
Dies first.
committed Sudoku and hid all of his stuff. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just his time to go. I
Our
don't
time has passed. Good luck.
Our time has passed. Good luck.
Can
And it
He
isn't. It
and-
isn't a vindictive, shitty good luck. It's a genuine, sincere good luck.
Yeah, like
Right,
they're
but the
fucking
question-
assholes.
But the question is, like, who is the message for? Because we're interpreting the message as being for us, but it could be like our time has passed, being like, our order's time has passed, our like the objectives that our order tried to complete is completed to the best of our capabilities, and the good luck could be maybe like a general message to whoever finds it. This
I mean,
Yeah.
since he went to the trouble of going to the shrine, I'm presuming that the message is is for anyone who knows of the existence of the shrine. It's possible that he. So now B is kind of thinking back to what they had discussed earlier about him potentially leaving and destroying his house, because that probably happened in character. She's now saying that he might have done that to cause a ruckus, and so that someone, probably us, would go investigate it. And since we are the only ones who have actually been to these shrines, the fact that he's actually at one seems to suggest that the message was probably for us.
right, but what does the message mean? Like it's on the
Shrines.
surface. There's nothing. Like it's not telling us anything.
I still think it means that he was the last of the group holding the shrines together, and
But we
now that there's
already
no
knew
one
that.
left, yeah, like now that there's no one left, he's just wishing us good luck. I feel like the message was meant for us. It feels very deliberate in a lot of ways, but also vague enough to kind of just be like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just good luck.
I have two questions. One is, can I and potentially with Chris make an Arcana check just to know how easy it is to fake something like this?
Sure.
Presumably, it's not too difficult, just out of character. But
What do you mean fake something like this? Like make a fake body, or make
No, no,
this
no.
rock?
make this rock.
Making this rock would be trivial.
That's what I thought. Even if it's in his voice, right?
Making it specifically in someone's voice would be harder, but not unheard of.
Sure. You would probably need to know what his voice is like,
You
right?
would
At a
would
minimum.
need to know him and his voice very well, or have him around
I see. Okay.
to use his actual voice.
Does healing magic work on corpses? to no, right?
I mean, what do you want to heal?
Like
wanna-
to to like restore wounds. Essentially, I'm assuming no, right?
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
It could, but it wouldn't bring him back.
Right. No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying like it doesn't look like there was a sign of a struggle.
Oh, right. Yeah, no.
I
No,
mean-
for all you can tell, it looks like he put that rock in his mouth and lay down and died.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know if that will necessarily have the answer now, is the potential for there to be a coded message in the rock somehow. So at the very least, Beast thinks we should hold on to it.
Okay.
Sure.
Do we have? I don't know. I still can't remember the distinction between detect and read magic. But is there a way to detect if there was multiple like auras on it to give the indication that there might be a hidden message or something?
So all detect magic does is tell you if there's any magic within a 30-foot area. Read aura lets you pick a specific thing and you get a bit more information. But it doesn't do like a big ass area. You just go like read aura the rock or whatever to see whether it's
Right, but like if you use read aura on the rock, would you be able to determine if there are multiple?
It's already been done. There's some illusion magic.
Right.
And if there was a secret message, it would probably be more illusion magic. Unless it was like recorded in a different way. But I don't think it would there would be two distinct illusion auras.
I guess what's tripping me up is that like if the message was intended for us, it didn't include any new information that we didn't already know. So I'm trying to interpret alternative meanings for the message. Like, because it seems like Llewellyn doesn't seem like the type of person who would just include like a superfluous, you know, like something that he's already told us before. He was already so crotchety to be he didn't want to talk to us to begin with. Like, he certainly doesn't seem like the type that would repeat himself in a magical incantation that he would have to actively cast and everything like that. Like,
I am 99% saying this is a joke, but is this the time to search his other bodily orifices?
I swear to God.
Okay, so actually, what B is going to recommend, she's going to take the rock and move away, so that you can just detect magic again, see if there's anything remaining in the vicinity.
You sure? I mean, we're on a
I
giant
mean, we
shrine.
didn't find his staff, which we know for a fact is magical.
Okay, Tom, once the rock has been taken away, do I get any magic?
You do. You get a ping about there and about 30 foot down.
About here?
Yeah.
I'm going to wander over to that. What do I see?
You don't.
Yeah.
It's 30 foot underground.
Oh, it's in 30 foot underground.
Yeah.
Sure, I thought you meant like 30 foot
No,
down.
I
as in
meant
down.
30 foot underground.
That's just the Earth Shrine, I think.
No, the Earth Shrine is significantly further underground. Like
What do you
we were
Okay.
we were talking about having the Earth Shrine and the Air Shrine be the equivalent distance away that the other shrines are horizontally, but vertically rather instead. So miles underground and miles in the air.
Is there
I
any?
mean, Chris
that this
will
rock-
wander over to the spot and like point and be like, like 30 foot under the ground, about here. I don't know what it is.
Is there any indication that the ground has been disturbed at all?
No.
What say you guys to digging anyway and trying to find out?
30 feet is a long way down to dig.
Yeah, unless Tulip can like get
That
fucking.
Can't you just like summon an animal that can dig down?
Actually, I probably can.
Do we have like a mole or something like that?
Let me see.
Although actually, I don't know how long that lasts. So
Well, if they have a dig speed, they can just go down. I think I'm just gonna search the Probably an insect, if anything. See. Nope. 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 Does not seem like I have anything here.
Can your
F.
giant centipede not dig?
It cannot. Was that a?
That wasn't a plan. No, it was just the one I thought of. Was like
No, it does not have a burrow speed. It just has
right.
a
You
climb.
know, you can only climb. Sure.
Did Tulip just resign herself at this point and just start digging? What would I need to do to start digging?
It would take a very long time to dig 30 foot down.
Yeah, you'd be here forever.
You'd be here for like a week.
Got it.
Sadness.
Okay, fair enough. Probably not.
Not to mention beyond just the difficulty of doing it. There is some sort of like sanctity to this place that seems like it would be almost sacrilegious to just
Sure, and
dig a giant hole in the middle of the ground.
Sure, and if there's no like appearance of it being disturbed, then it probably wasn't done by him. So reasonable, I guess.
Yeah. And we read magic. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true because we did read magic on the area before and we didn't detect it before. So that means that it changed since the last time that we were here.
Well,
So
if this is a red pond, did we detect anything the first time we were here? In this,
Nothing like that. No, this is definitely a new
okay.
thing.
Well,
still don't have any way to get to it, so we might as well just ignore it, I think. If you don't have the... I mean, will you later have the ability to summon something that can burrow down there? I mean, maybe
probably.
we can do that in the future.
I don't think at 3rd level though, so if anything, it would be in a while.
That would be 5th for the next tier.
Yeah. I don't see anything here that looks like it can dig.
Does Read Aura need line of sight?
That is a good question because I'm actually looking at that right now. So I think it does not explicitly say it, so it's more of a well, actually, it says that it targets one object, and I think targeting requires line of.
Effect.
It would be a general ruling, not a read aura specific ruling.
Sure. To save fucking future things, then yes, it probably does need line of sight.
That's what I think, because it doesn't specifically say. It seems like something that you would need.
Sure.
Okay. Well, short of turning into an earth elemental or something, which also comes later, I think we just keep this in mind in case this is like the Master Sword or something that we need later.
You just
It's
come back with
dangerous
enough
to go
heart
alone.
containers so you can pull it out.
It's
Exactly.
dangerous to go alone, take this.
He does look a bit like the old man in the cave in Zelda 1, doesn't he?
Actually, okay, yeah. 2nd edition does have a burrow speed. I'm not just imagining it. Okay, well, assuming we had the discussion and it seems like it would take a very long time to get down there. Did he
tell the guards that this man's dead?
I mean, we'd have to go all the way back to town, and they don't really seem like they could do anything about it anyway, even if we told them.
But like, I feel like they'd want to know at least.
I don't know if they really would, other than the fact that I mean, they generally have to protect the townsfolk in general, but like they didn't like the guy.
Do churches have any sort of like sending network or something like that?
Yes, there would be the ability to send.
How expensive is it to use?
Not super expensive. Not for you guys.
B will suggest that maybe we just, I mean, since the church is so common, maybe they have something in the next town, and we could potentially just do a sending back to let them know.
And that's another thing is we were specifically wanting to. I mean, just from the fact that we got to know them fairly well, um, Ruby and Jasper, to not have them get into trouble and everything like that over Llewellyn's potential death. Like, what purpose does it serve for us to give that information out? Like, it might be better for Jasper and Ruby if we don't let the town know. Not that we necessarily owe them anything, but like I don't see any particular like why would it doesn't help us, and it might make their lives worse, and doesn't help anybody else that we might tell. It might just be better to keep it a secret. Okay. Hold on just a second. I gotta change a diaper.
Sure. Do we know anything about Elven? I guess death rituals for the lack of a better term. Like how do they generally like do they get buried or do they leave themselves out for nature or?
Do me a society, I think.
Yes, which would have been great for Ziga to do.
Well, Zigga can still do it when he gets back.
Bam, a nice 10.
I kind of want to wait for Zigga to get back for that one.
Sure.
If anyone
Fair.
else wants to try as well, that's
Well,
Yeah,
society check as to
Yeah.
whether this is like a normal thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's fuck it up hard. Yay.
Okay.
Lol, I have a +8, but get fucked, idiot.
I mean, it happens, doesn't it?
It does what it do.
Yeah.
Tulip thinks this is a bit weird and doesn't really have a point of reference, having been somewhat disconnected from their elven heritage by the untimely death of her parents.
True.
Yay.
But unfortunate.
B and Chris are well versed enough to know that the kind of fundamentalist elven culture thing to do would be to be buried and have a tree planted above you.
That does seem reasonable. Okay.
But you would also know enough to know that this isn't necessarily, like, Llewellyn isn't necessarily a fundamentalist, traditionalist elf.
Sure, yeah.
There may be other pressures at work here.
Sure.
Could bury him under a tree, maybe. I mean, if we're burying the old guy. It seems weird to kind of leave him out here for a kind of sky burial.
But
Yeah,
cows
I mean-
instead of condors?
Well, I mean, the birds will come eventually.
Yeah, the chickens will have a go, probably.
Oh my
Yep,
god.
they always do.
They,
And there are pigs.
chickens will eat anything. They don't give
Yeah.
a shit.
Wait, are there pigs here? Because if there's pigs here,
They aren't pictured, but probably, yeah. But they've all given him a wide berth so far.
I don't. I think they're being polite, man. I don't know.
They don't want to take the first slice.
Yeah, it's the 5-second rule.
Oh no!
What?
I think we can probably bury him like along the ring here or something.
Yeah.
I'm audibly back, but I'm not at the computer yet.
Sounds good.
Fair.
I mean, he seemed like he died on his own terms. Like he didn't like suddenly come to a quick death, and he
I mean,
laid down here. So I mean, seems
He may have done that just so he could find the rock. Being nice about it.
When you can, Mag, could you do a society check, please?
I don't think his back is.
I don't think. I think he went out of Bluetooth headphone range at the moment for a moment there.
I lost audio for a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you do a society check, please?
Oh, I'm not at my computer yet.
Oh, well, we need you to do a society check when you can.
Okay.
Voice still changing. In other news, a giant ant does not have a burrow speed.
What?
That
Well,
just
it
seems
doesn't. It doesn't really swim through the earth so much
That's
as dig.
True, yeah, that's true. Yeah. There, I did
right. The
find
digging
one.
is burrow, right? Like
No. It's
No,
not.
so an ant will make a passage. It will dig out a passage, and that passage is kind of semi-permanent. Like it doesn't fill it up behind it. Whereas something with a burrow speed, it's more akin to swimming through the earth. It just moves the earth from in front of it to behind it and moves through that bubble.
right. I understand the concept, but like moles have a burrow speed, right?
And they displace dirt. They don't build a tunnel, for the most part.
I actually cannot summon a mole of any sort. I think the first one that I've actually found that has a burrow speed is a.
That seems really weird to me that you can't summon a mole.
I think you should be able to summon. Is it just because moles aren't statted?
Yeah, that seems much more likely.
It is that is indeed the case. They are not statted. There's not a.
What can you summon? If you can summon a giant centipede, you should be able to summon a fucking vanilla-ass mundane mole.
I can at this level I can summon a beaver, a giant mosquito.
If you
Essentially.
can summon a beaver, you can summon a mole.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Okay. Well, let's see. A mole does not burrow very fast, nor is it very large. So I could probably do that, and I would. Let me see how far I can actually go. It lasts a minute, which is 10 rounds. 10. It can go 50 feet, so it can go down, bring it almost all the way up, and then disappear.
Where are you getting this from?
Summon animal lasts for a minute.
No, I mean where are you getting the mole movement from?
It is there's a mole familiar that's statted out.
Ah, okay.
It has a burrow speed
This
of
is some
5
jury
feet.
rigging shit.
It has a burrow speed of 5 feet.
Wow.
That is poop.
I mean, that seems pretty reasonable for an actual animal. Like it's not magical burrowing or anything like that. It's just an animal.
Yeah. Like in contrast, a third level giant like burrowing insect predator has like a burrow speed of 20 feet, which is not very fast.
No, that's pretty slow.
Yeah.
You can summon a mole if you want.
Okay. Well, seeing as that was a new thing, she is going to summon a mole, which is small and cute, and she is not going to waste any time and tell it to. You know what? If we dig 5 feet down, I can make it work with one cast. Technically.
A 5 feet pit that isn't gonna fall in on you is probably gonna take 2 hours ish.
It just has to be high enough so that the mole can fit in without having to dig through it.
Yeah, but if you go too deep, the weight of the earth on the sides will cause it to collapse in on itself. So you have to kind of do a fun shape.
Yes, I can spend 2 spell slots for 2 different moles.
Multi-mole.
Multi-mole. Sequentially, right? Not in parallel, because then you're gonna...
That's correct.
Yeah. Wait, no,
so
how's that gonna work?
So the first mole will dig down 40 feet, get the object if it's small enough to be gotten.
Yep.
Dig back up another 10 feet, disappear. The second mole will dig down.
Oh, I see. They're gonna relay race it. Okay.
Yes. So first of all is whether it can move it at all. So I'm gonna cast once to have it burrow down to see if it's a small object that it can carry, basically.
Sure. It isn't.
It is not. Okay.
It is not. Do you have communication with the mole? Can it talk back to you?
Not really. And also it would. So I definitely do not have any telepathic link with it, and it would actually not be able to get back up to tell me anyway. Distance.
Yes. Well, so summon the mole, send it down to get the thing up if it can, and then detect magic to see how far it got would presumably be
Yeah.
your route. And yeah, it hasn't managed to move it at all.
Okay. She's gonna tell the others. It looks like it's not a small thing, so probably. I don't think we have a way of moving it for now.
My guess is it's a staff.
They just teleported it to the ground. I guess it's possible
I
somehow.
was gonna say, how did that get 30 foot down?
I don't know, but
A
that
slight
was his
teleport.
that was his most unique like magical object, and it's a magical aura under the ground, and we didn't find it in the ruins of the house.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
He's a druid. Moving
That's-
Earth is not difficult.
True. Actually, and if he needed to,
Then why isn't he buried?
Because
That is a very good question.
like I said, he probably left himself up here so he'd give us this. I mean, maybe so he could give us the rock. Although there are probably other ways to do it.
Zig, are you capable of making that society check yet?
Yes, I can. What was the society check for? Just out of curiosity.
The question was why. Sorry, it was about burial practices
For
Oh,
elves.
for
Yeah.
elves specifically. Is that? Am I reading right?
Yeah, that's an 11.
Okay, yeah. You get what the others got, which is to say, traditional elven cultural burial practices would be to be buried and have a tree planted over you.
Well, actually, do we know how common it is for elves to be like elves are not uncommon in mixed with other societies here, right?
Correct.
In this setting. Okay, so
This
they're not-
country is very metropolitan.
got it. They're
and-
they're not woodland barbarians.
No, not here.
Not here. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I'm sure he could have done this another way. Like telling an animal messenger to give it to us or something. So I can only assume that he meant to die up here. B's gonna say not super sure, but she's gonna offer that.
I mean, it seems plausible. He should have been able to bury himself, although that's a bit weird. Maybe not.
That is a bit weird.
Why would he feel the need to bury his stuff, though?
Maybe it can grow into a tree.
That's a good
mean-
point.
Maybe, but you don't bury a seed 30 foot down.
Well, and she shrugs. I don't know. Maybe it's.
Yeah, maybe it's something magical, like rather than.
Like it could be that he put it there for some other reason that's not it turning into a tree, but he didn't mean for it to be removed. It was here for I don't know to like protect the glade or give some sort of stability to the shrine or something like that.
I mean, either way, I don't think we're really going to find anything else out from this place. So I might suggest we just move on and go towards the town. But like, it's worth keeping our eye open because the one thing or the main thing that still hasn't been explained is who messed with the negative energy shrine
Right.
and how, because that one was hidden as well.
Right. And she's gonna say, I suspect. I don't think we're gonna find the answer anywhere here.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's just
Just have to
move on
keep
and
our
keep
eyes
your eyes
here.
open.
Yeah. I will suggest that we go through the fire shrine as we had previously planned, because I think it is directly on the way. We might as well.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much straight shot. So sure.
Check if the forest is still on fire.
Okay. So you're leaving Llewellyn in his glade.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's
As
where
is.
he lay down to die. Like,
Naked as the day he is born.
Yep.
Tulip will
although
just
actually,
crucify
wait,
him.
why is he naked?
He's an
Well,
elf.
Returning
It's
to
not
nature.
that he's not specifically
He's
naked
an
in the
elf.
he's not
Then-
specifically naked in the sense that like he doesn't have clothes on, but he has his other possessions. He literally has no possessions, which means that like maybe as the condition of whatever brought him here, he couldn't bring anything with him. You know,
Possible. Yeah.
like I don't
Uh,
think he physically walked to the glade.
To use tree stride. Maybe tree stride requires you to be naked to use it in this setting.
Do you have access to Tree Stride to know that?
Later, not now.
Okay.
I probably don't know. I probably, well, depending on how
How later do you get that? What level is
that,
that?
I think it's 5th or 6th level.
God, Nephis is slow today.
It's 5th level.
Okay.
It's not that high a level.
Yeah, you don't think Tree Stride requires you to be naked.
Maybe it's some sort of kink that he developed over.
Maybe Llewellyn is an exhibitionist.
he just wanted
Maybe
one
it's
last.
Maybe
He wanted
expeditionist,
one
but he went all the way
last
out to the
thrill.
forest.
One last thrill before he
Popped his
passed away.
non-clogs.
I mean, he does have a almost captive audience here. She
Yeah, I
gestured
was,
that followed the
I was
farm
about
animal.
to say, or he did this deliberately knowing we would come here as one final fuck you.
What a dick.
I know.
And I mean that as a pun.
God, what a dick!
Yeah, we're all just sitting there, arms crossed, kind of nodding to ourselves, like, you know what? Not bad. Not bad. Nice.
Not bad!
I can hear him cursing us from the afterlife.
Oh no!
It's just
These
like, yeah,
fucking
that's,
kids.
that's like reasonable quality dick, you know?
These
I'd give it an
fucking
8 out of 10.
He's dead!
So,
Wow.
Wow, okay, well we know Tulip's kink.
I also want to comment that if it's an elf thing to be naked, then why isn't Tulip naked?
because Tulip is polite and only half elf.
And then why isn't she half naked?
Tulip's going commando and that satisfies the requirement.
Okay,
Yep.
I see. Got it.
Yep. She was specifically hoping that one guard that she, like, made flustered would notice somehow, even though he would have no way of noticing.
X-ray vision.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
here
you-
we
But
have
only-
the next ASMR script.
No.
Oh, X-ray vision, but only for one layer.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on from the naked old man in the
Yes,
field
so
and
we're
move on
going-
towards the town.
We're going back over here.
Head west, young Meowth.
David, if you would.
Go, gadget. Hopefully not a 1.
That's not a
Not a
one.
Oh
one.
yeah, you make it to the fire shrine. I have
Go,
archived
fire
the
shrine.
page, so I will merely describe. It is as on fire as it was before, which is to say, controlled. The area around it is still a bit smouldery, but not actively like burning down.
I'm sure it's fine, but B is still going to just cast a quick create water
Yeah,
whenever she sees like an obviously burning tree. Just just
yeah,
case.
it goes out. It's trees burn for a while if they're live.
yeah.
It just hasn't gone out yet.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt the shrine or anything if I put the
No.
flames out. So
Okay.
it's taking as target practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris sort of like looks northeast and is like, should we check the weird one, or are we just gonna go to Shawby?
I don't see any particular reason, and it doesn't look like there's anything to see at the the minor shrines.
She's
I
going to
mean,
say. Sorry, go on.
we visited 2 minor shrines and saw nothing out of the ordinary, so I don't see any reason to like travel hours out of the way to verify that there's, unless we had a reason to believe that there was something over there.
Says that if there was something up, I feel like Llewellyn probably would have mentioned it, either in the message or otherwise.
You have barely enough light to make it to one of them.
Let's
I
go
think we
to
should
town.
just go to Shawby.
Yeah,
We
why
can
not?
we can if nothing else, if we really have to, we can go back to the shrine tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, like if everyone in Shawby is dead or something.
Oh,
That would be bad.
That would be
That would
very
be bad.
bad.
That's very grim to just like guess.
That would be a reason to go visit.
just
I
walk in,
guess
everyone's dead.
we
turn around,
head
oh,
west.
It's the Simpsons meme of like the guy coming into the bar,
Oh
putting
no.
his hat on the.
Left. Oh, I suck. Well, we're looking for a town. Hopefully that makes it easier.
It's
The
the pen
good-
with the
The good news is you are navigating towards another plume of smoke in the sky. And it's pretty easy to get there, though you are stumbling through the darkness a bit by the time you reach it. But you find yourself arriving in the town of Shawby.
You ever figure out what they do here?
What the shit is that?
Mining magical crystals. I see. Okay. They probably have crystals growing in the brains.
What?
why do you have
What?
to do that? Why do you have to like set us up for failure?
Magical parasitic stone growths.
No.
Rock cancer.
Zigger,
Uh-huh.
you have some passing familiarity with the town in that your boss is very keen on it.
Okay.
And you know from your boss that at least a portion of the population actually lives in the more surface level, older, and stabilized mine shafts under the town.
Okay. Is that a deliberate choice for their own purposes, or is it more of a class stratification, or like living underground is cheaper or something like that?
It can be a bit of both. There are when it's bad underground, it's pretty fucking bad. But when it's not, it can be pretty cozy, especially if there are like first generation dwarven immigrants who would typically live in more underground areas back in their ancestral homelands. They may find it more comfortable down there.
Okay.
B is going to whisper in Zigga's ear, "It's the magical rock cancer telling them to go down. They can join the others."
Why do I have magical rock cancer? I just got here.
But do you feel an urge to go sleep with the other rocks?
I'm so confused.
You're a rock cat.
Yeah.
You are still
Uh,
a rock cat, aren't you? You're an Oriad.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. But like,
She wasn't whispering in Zigga's ear because she's saying that he has it. She's just kind of joking around because.
oh, okay. So we're not talking about the rock cancer thing anymore.
No. She is talking about rock cancer, but it was a joke, and it wasn't about him specifically. It was just because presumably he's kind of explaining a little bit about the town as you're talking with the DM.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I guess we just. Why do we see a plume of smoke? And why am I getting reverb? I'm hearing my voice rebounded back.
Rev is echoing.
Okay, give me 1 second then. Let me put myself in push to talk.
And you are seeing smoke coming up because this town is quite heavily industrialized. They are mining a lot of things out of the ground, not just crystals. And there's quite a bit of ore smeltery and that kind of thing going on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, it's getting late, so we might be best served looking for an inn or something,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't have to sleep in the caves.
Okay, how are you going to go about that?
Look for signs first of all, I guess, if there are any.
So coming in from the side you're on, there are a few signs, but they are also coupled with no vacancy signs.
Okay.
The immediate ones around you seem to be quite full.
Does this seem to be like a in, I guess, sector of the town, or does it continue on for a bit and we can just kind of keep following them?
It continues on. They're kind of dotted around, but most of them do seem to be full. All of the ones on the surface certainly seem to be full.
Can I catch someone while we're walking about looking for somewhere? Can I catch someone else? Is there anyone else walking around?
Yeah, there's a few people about still.
Once we've been into like 2 or 3 and they're all full, Crystal will turn to someone as they're going past, be like, "Hey, mate, can I ask you? Is it normal for all the inns to be full? Is there somewhere we could stay?"
Oh, all the ones up top are full because there's a religious something or other going on. If you want somewhere to stay this time of night, you're probably going to have to go to one of the under inns.
Can you tell me where I'd have to go for that? And then hopefully they'll give us instructions.
Yeah, just go into any go into that shaft there and follow the signs. It's pretty obvious once you know where to go. It'll point you towards that one. You're probably
Sure.
like here or something by now.
Sure, I guess we wander around then.
Okay. You get to here.
Random question: what are these things that look like gun emplacements?
They are cranes to get things
Okay.
up the cliffs.
Makes sense.
Yes. And you enter the Undercity.
This is cool.
Yeah. This took a while.
Mm.
And the signs for hospitality stuff are pointing you this way.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, we can trust the signs, right?
Yep. And they will bring you down towards this building here.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly light and cozy down here. Like, you're definitely underground, but it's like softly ambiently lit from the ceiling.
By little crystals?
No, by moss from the look of things.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Just like the whole ceiling is covered in bioluminescent moss.
And B kind of comments, I don't think I'd want to be here for a long time, but this is kind of cozy.
Oh, also, they said that there's like a religious holiday or something going on. Do we have any idea what that might be?
Ah, yes. Can I make a religion check for that?
Yes,
Potentially?
religion checks for that, please.
I was going to go for a society check.
Society'll do, yeah.
If it's a holiday, then I can see why. Yeah.
Would anyone else like to try that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Just because I want people to have opportunities to roll dice. It's fun.
Oh, we're rolling for religion.
If you want,
Religion
you don't
plus
have to.
I mean, fuck it. I'm an idiot. Yep. Living up to the reputation.
Perhaps today for this specific.
Og have one brain cell, and it is devoted to kill.
Killing boys. Yep. I guess that's just Tulip.
Oh no!
And randomly making knowledge.
Wait,
checks every-
killing boys or kill and boys?
Kill, comma, and boys.
Right. Chris. Well, no, we'll go the other way. Tulip didn't even hear the comment about it being a religious holiday. Zigga, were you religion or society for that?
society?
It is not a holiday you are familiar with. There isn't one on the church calendar, as it were. Same for B, I think. It's not one that you know of. Chris knows that a more dwarven fundamentalist holiday is around somewhere around this time, where returning to or visiting places of significance underground is relevant.
Like
is
a
something that's
pilgrimage of
observed.
sorts?
Yeah, almost like a pilgrimage.
That seems so weird that this would be going on, but the underground inns would not be full, but the above runs ones would.
Well, yeah, that is a bit weird.
Maybe they're just, I mean, they're visiting, but maybe they've gotten used to living above ground.
I don't know. It just seems like if that's part of the society, like
So
I know what you mean. It's a bit odd.
So, one thing you do know is that people tend to lose their appetite for living underground before they lose their cultural links to their parent society. So they may still observe the holiday, but be more comfortable seeing a sky out of their window.
fair enough.
Another thing that you're aware of is that the culture in the region is very syncretic. So people who are close to families from old dwarven lands may well be joining them. People who have married in, for example, to the culture.
And they wouldn't want to live underground.
And they wouldn't want to be underground. So
With the rock.
most of the pilgrims would probably feel more comfortable on the surface.
Makes sense. We can always ask for it, or ask about it tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if we wander into the inn, are there many people in here, or is it just sort of?
It's moderately busy. It's not heaving, but it's certainly not dead either.
Sure. I mean, I'll wander up to the innkeep and ask about a room for the night or rooms for the night.
Yeah, sure. How many beds are you gonna need? 2, 4?
I assume we normally have separate beds. That's OC. I assume we
Yeah,
normally have our
I
own
mean,
rooms.
I don't think it would be unusual for us to share beds. Like if we were like 2 queen beds or something like that, I think that would be perfectly normal.
So
I mean, we're
who's the big spoon and little spoon between Chris and Ziga?
I think more than likely they just sleep separate.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the innkeeper does not know whether you are couples or siblings or what either, so he's kind of making some
True.
assumptions.
Yes.
He's assuming you don't want one bed, but if you asked for it, he could probably
Wow.
furnish it. You get all sorts.
Let's
Traveling sibling orgy. Yeah.
He doesn't know your siblings.
We're not biological siblings.
traveling regular orgy.
Oh my god! I
no.
swear to God,
Oh
are we
no,
about to? Oh
step
no,
tulip.
step bro! Jesus fuck!
What? Wait, what did Tulip do? Tulip's just standing here. What do you mean?
I just repeatedly keep bringing that up in the conversation, just like make it awkward.
I feel like if it keeps happening, then Zigga's gonna have a canonical small crush on someone.
Chris.
I mean,
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Oh no, Chris is Zigga's Tsundere senpai.
What?
Oh
It's
no.
like familial bonding. Let's say 2 beds. We're close enough for that, right?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Okay, we get 2 rooms or
Cool.
2 beds
Two
or whatever the
beds.
fuck.
Yeah, he'll show you to a nice cozy room. It's not too big, but it's big enough that you won't be. I hesitate to say inside each other.
Let's too late. You said it now.
Yeah.
Motherfucking giggity.
I think
Yes.
I'll remember bed, unfortunately.
You have acquired lodgings for the night at least.
Hmm. Excellent.
Okay.
Fucking what's her name? Tabbit
Yeah.
is not super happy with being underground.
Okay.
Why? Well,
What is
it's
that
probably a cat thing.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't seem to be a supernatural complaint so much as a I'd rather be in a tree.
When is Tabit ever happy?
True.
When she's just had a bunch of food and is lazing about in
Yeah.
a cardboard box.
Maybe getting a bit of a scritch from Tulip.
Yeah.
Because even Chris can't give the best scritches.
Hmm. Well, this seems like normal behavior. Nothing to worry about.
No, it's not like she's like biting me and telling me about like horrendous shit that's gonna happen. If we're gonna turn in for the evening, I assume. Unless does anyone have anything particular they want to do before tomorrow?
No.
Sleep good.
Me sleep now.
You get to that long day.
Before we do go to bed, Tom, can I try and divine a little more info about the lad whose ring I have? Or
You can. Well, did we
what
decide
did
on
I roll
doing
for that?
something for that?
It was. I think it was just like I need to pass a magic check. I think it was a DC. Was it like 15 or something to learn more? I can't remember.
DC 15 occult, maybe.
Sure.
I really need to write up a ritual for that.
Yeah. While everyone else is sorting themselves out, I'll see if I can't. And it was like I had a max number of times a day, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was 3. I can't remember.
3 or fail, I
Ooh.
think.
Just failed.
Just
F.
failed.
He tries to learn more about this person and fails. F.
Yeah. It's a difficult thing to try and figure out. It's very strange to you.
Yeah, rolling 4s is yep. Yeah,
Well,
that's
you'll have a breakthrough eventually. It'll be fine. Or break down, one or the other.
You can't get
Well-
supernatural reception down here underground.
No.
What would you have to roll to even like get a non-magical read on this thing?
On what thing?
Are we not talking about the ring?
Oh, on the ring.
Yeah.
If you want a non-magical read on it, the best thing to do would probably be a crafting check to see what it's made of. But apart from that, there's not really a whole lot to be done.
Can
I think I did that, and it was made of mithril.
You did, yeah.
Oh.
But you can
I
try
guess-
and figure out more about it if you want.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll roll crafting. Why not?
Savants!
Holy shit.
I have a +7 on crafting, to be fair.
Yeah. It's very, very well made. The craftsmanship on it is genuinely very, very good.
Does it seem like it's a particular style of craftsmanship? Like it would have been done by like a dwarven crafter, or?
Oddly, no. It's like weirdly nondescript. Like for as good as the craftsmanship is, you would expect there to be like a maker's stamp on it somewhere.
Right, yeah.
But there isn't. It's just a smooth ass mithril ring. Like it is without blemish.
So it's just very smooth and nondescript.
Yes.
Interesting. Maybe we could ask around town tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if we should be necessarily showing this off to people, even if it is not very obviously strange.
Well, no, but maybe we can find something similar, since, you know, there's all the
Oh, yeah.
crystals and everything. You figured there'd be some folks around that...
Sure, yeah. If we're looking for something that might be similar.
Yeah.
That was reasonable.
Okay, so you turn in for the night?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's probably just compiling notes on the city now that we're here. I mean, if my boss found out that we were here and I didn't make good notes, he'd be pissed. So.
Sure. The night is very quiet. It's oddly relaxing being so well insulated from sound. Unless you are the kind of person who needs white noise to sleep. It is it's very quiet and very dark, and very easy to drift off. Morning is...
He is the type of person that needs white noise to sleep, but luckily Tulip snores.
You know, I'm really glad to be the group punching bag. Like, I'm honored. You know, it's been a pleasure.
Maybe there's. Is there any moss on the inside of these buildings? Probably not, right?
Not on the inside of the buildings, no.
Okay. I was gonna say that could be a sound dampener at least.
I mean, there's like tapestries and stuff.
Oh, fancy.
Well, yeah, you know, you gotta. I mean, it's underground. You've got to put a bit of softness around, or people start getting a bit. We're in a prison-y. It's a bad time.
Feels like the Flintstones.
Come the morning, it's a bit noisy. One other downside of it being underground is there's quite a bit of echoing. But it's all kind of slightly muffled and diffused throughout the space. And you can smell some lovely earthy cooking coming from the main room.
Oh, okay. I mean, wake up, sort self out, go downstairs, acquire food. Unless anyone else is doing something else.
That sounds reasonable. Are they trying to feed us rocks?
No, well, not unless you specifically ask for it. I can't remember if Zigger can still eat dirt.
I can't remember either. I think so. Let me look.
But no, it's very it's like heavy stews and stuff.
Okay, well, B can appreciate that for sure.
Some oatmeal, maybe.
Yeah, no, I got rid of the eating rocks
Sure.
aspect. I don't remember what I replaced it with, but it's no longer on the sheet.
Sure. Could you all make a perception check for me, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perception
Nope.
bag's full. So. Yeah, it's fine.
Apparently, Tulip and Zigger are just really fucking tired.
Not morning people.
Nope.
B? Rev?
Sorry, I dashed to the washroom real quick. With my pants down.
Fucking Llewellyn over here.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Chris. The building has windows, and through one of the windows, you see, for a brief moment, a strange figure in a mask. And then someone moves between you and the window, and by the time they're past, they are gone.
We're doing this shit now, huh?
A strange figure. By the way, I was really expecting you to go, okay, Chris, the building has windows. Moving on.
When
Now,
you really have called for a perception check just for that.
Yeah. So there's a dude who I saw out the window in a mask. Is he like in a cloak as well?
Yeah, he's like
crap?
completely covered up.
Can I roll a cult to see if I know what like society runs around looking like this, if any in specific?
Yes, you have that thing, don't you, for that?
I have schooled in secrets. Yeah.
Sure.
Beep boop. Yeah.
Yeah, not a clue.
No.
No, not familiar to
Okay.
you. Yeah, it's you know most of the comparatively common ones, given that they're secret. This one is not familiar.
Sure. Okay.
And you don't really get a particularly good look at them. It's like out the corner of your eye, and you do a bit of a double take.
Sure.
And then it's.
I guess the question I would want to know is, did they look like they were a festival goer, like it was part of the religious ceremony thing, or did it look distinctly different? And granted, we don't know what the festival thing is, but did they look like they were a part of the ceremony or whatever, or did they look like ominous? you know,
you haven't yet seen anyone else in masks and like covering their entire bodies. And to be clear, I'm not talking like Venetian festival mask. I'm talking like iron fucking sarcophagus death mask.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, Chris will sort of, not loudly, but he will let everyone know what he saw out the window. He's like, that's not normal.
Yeah,
And
that seems.
let you know what he saw, so.
B will have a mouthful of stew and ask, "What's not normal?"
Uh, I saw some guy in like a death mask thing. He's just sort of watching through the window.
Oh,
Any ideas?
Tulip will like go to peer out the window,
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
and there's nobody else out there that looks
Nope.
even. Wow, great, cool. Did he make eye contact? As you can tell, I don't know if this dude's trying to establish dominance or what the fuck.
That was basically what happened, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah,
Like,
he was looking
scorched.
directly at you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is kind of creepy.
Cool. More people to potentially bisect. Well, I guess Tulip just is like, alright, cool.
Chris
All right,
just
cool.
sort of-
Gets out sword. Everyone else
Chris-
looking around nervously.
Chris sort of like, did you say okay, cool, more people to potentially? Did you say that I see?
No, no. No, Tulip
Okay.
would just sigh and be like, great.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if he doesn't reappear while we're eating, then whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Nothing bad could happen.
I need a BRB.
Okay.
Sure.
Maybe he was just curious about new people.
There's loads of new people. There's a religious holiday going on. Why is he looking at us? It seems a little too coincidental.
And she nods, but she shrugs.
Well, as unfortunate as it is, I don't think there's really anything we can do about it. So.
Mhm.
Let's just...
No, that's fair.
Okay. The food's lovely.
Oh,
Good.
that's
Good.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had able to settle down and have some real food.
Okay.
Well-
Where would you like to go? You're in a new town. There's
Well,
an
let's
event
find
on.
out at this festival. Yeah. I guess let's follow the sounds of crowds and see if we can pick up by context what the festival is about. I mean, we
Sure.
know the general details, but like what specifically is the festival? If it's just a pilgrimage, it's not really much of a festival. So like, what is the festival aspect of the festival, basically?
Sure. So, even from just listening in the dining area, you can pick up that the people who have come here to see the crystals in the fissure in the center of town. They aren't really considered like explicitly holy, but more of a representation of the glory of whichever deity these people are going after. And the festival side of things is basically people taking advantage of it to make a bit of extra scratch. So there's pop-up stalls and stuff like that, hawking,
Woo shit.
jewelry made out of the flaked off bits of the crystals and bunch
Right,
of
woo shit.
yeah, woo shit. I mean, it's not all woo shit because magic exists, but most of this is probably woo shit. Like, it's too cheap to be real, really.
I'm back.
A bunch of food, bunch of people slightly taking advantage in tour guides and prayer sessions and that kind of stuff, but not like super evilly trying to scam them out of all of their money.
Maybe
Gotcha.
making a buck on the side kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do they? I mean, is it like one of those crystal situations where you can't touch them with your hands, or else you'll do damage to them? So they don't actually get complete like all the way close, or are they literally just walking up and like laying on hands?
they're walking up and touching them. It is heavily frowned upon to go in there with a hammer and a chisel and start breaking off bits for yourself. But that that doesn't necessarily stop some people. But there's enough that it doesn't really reduce what is there. And you can get there quite happily yourself. The floor of the fissure is accessible in multiple places in the underground.
Okay, well,
Does anyone is anyone up here dressed up in the same way that Chris's vision was?
There's a few people with like cloaks on that are quite covered up, but no one walking around with a fucking iron mask on, fixated purely on you.
Gotcha. So that's not a common part of the festival in
No.
any way.
If I mean that would be weird. If being
Oh.
fixated on us was a common part of the festival,
Oh yes.
especially since we haven't been here before.
You aren't that famous yet.
I love the yet.
Well, I mean, you're already known to higher ups in the church as troublemakers, so
but they have heard of us.
yes.
Well, fuck.
Oh, you know what? While you're listening out and trying to pick stuff up, you also hear chatter of a more familiar type, about a miracle of Quintus that happened in the southern woods.
Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Oh, actually, well, I think I probably know what that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she is gonna listen in. Bea is gonna listen in a little bit on that.
Yeah, like just overnight, a massive fucking tree appeared.
Yep. Lips are sealed, but
And I mean, obviously, like the church wasn't out there doing anything funky, so the only thing that could have happened is that Quintus performed a miracle.
yes.
Speaking of Quintus and the other numerical gods, this deity that the dwarves are worshiping, that's not Quintus or any of the other numerical gods, right?
Yes. I haven't come up with a name for them. But
It's the
yes.
rock god.
Okay.
Dwarf god,
Dwarf
god of
god.
dwarves.
How oppressive is the church about this sort of thing? Like, I mean, obviously it's happening, so it's not completely suppressed. But like, does the church frown upon it, or do they try to like integrate it as part of their religion, or?
It's kind of side by side. They don't debate that the figures of the dwarven religion exist, or that they are necessarily worthy of worship. They don't say that they're evil. They're just not the ones that these guys are on.
Gotcha. So it's not hostile in any way. It's literally just that's not our thing, but we're glad that you have appreciation for that or whatever.
Pretty much. There's like a soft push to try and convert some of them, maybe. But it's not like Jehovah's Witness door to door, can we come in and leave thousands of leaflets on your doorstep kind of thing. and that is also, that's going both ways. Like the people who are here for the pilgrimage are also, if they happen to strike up conversation with a local, are extolling the virtues of their beliefs.
Gotcha.
But home field advantage. So.
And now, do the people that are coming here for the festival, do they live in the region, or are they coming out from outside of the region?
It's mostly people in the country, but there are a few who have come from further afield.
Oh, that's some dedication.
Maybe they have family in the area, and it's a good excuse to visit.
Well, I was curious, like you were saying that the the regions don't have a lot of interregional contact anymore. It's largely isolationists, right?
The church is relatively insular. I don't know about isolationist per se, but
Gotcha.
they mostly concern themselves with home affairs rather than international.
Okay.
Could you are you going to go into the crystal area?
Yeah, I guess we would at some point.
Here, we might as well.
Yeah, it's worth looking. Right?
Yeah.
Pocket.
It's very, very pretty. The sunlight is coming down and shining through all of the crystals. If it were, it's not so bright that it's dazzling. It's just like chaotic stained glass. It does look very pretty, and it's kind of easy to see why this may be considered by some to be a religious experience. Could you all make perception checks again for me, please?
I was ready for you to
Yes.
say will saves.
No.
I'm
You'll
still.
make will saves. You failed and are dead. Rocks fall. Lol.
Wow.
I can perception.
Both Chris and B see them this time. The
Oh,
same,
no.
The lads in the masks.
the same singular person in a mask standing on one of the crystals halfway up the cliff face, looking down on
Standing
you.
Okay.
And just as you're about to really kind of scrutinize and take them in, they step back out of view.
That's not very nice.
Snitch. Next time we
I
see
mean-
them, we should do that thing where you kind of spread your arms out as if to say, "What? What do you want, huh?"
I thought this was America. What?
Yeah.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking. What do you want, huh?
I'm worshipping here.
And she's gonna start to point up, but then the person disappears, and instead she's gonna look around and say, "Did any of you see that this time?"
Oh, you mean the weirdo in the mask again? Yeah,
Yeah.
The what?
the
I guess I
weirdo
wasn't
in the
paying
mask,
attention.
the one that I was talking about earlier. He was up there, and he points to the ledge the guy was standing on.
All right. Cool. I guess that's just going to be how today is going to be.
And B is just kind of squinting up at the where the person was standing, and she kind of mutters, "How do you even get up there?" And to that, is there any obvious route to get up there?
No. You could
Yeah.
probably manage it if you were really adept at parkour by climbing over a bunch of layers of the crystal that jut out of the wall or down from above.
And
But-
did he just kind of step back behind some other formations, or where did he step back?
So
into?
they were standing on one of the jutting out crystals,
Okay.
kind of peeking over the edge at you.
Oh, like
And then
Team Pride Rock sort of thing, and then they step behind.
and then they step back, occluding themselves with the crystal they were standing on, and you can't see them anymore.
Okay.
Despite the fact that the crystal is kind of translucent.
Does it appear that that there might be some sort of alcove or anything like that? Can we see anything that they might have stepped back into? Or are they literally just standing there and waiting for us to go away before they can extricate themselves?
Do a perception. Now that you're looking at something specific.
Because if there's nowhere to go, well, Zigga's going to point it out, and maybe somebody else could see it.
Okay, do we continue with the good perception checks? Go, gadget. Boop.
Oh, are we
Yes.
are we
Yeah.
proceeding
Yes,
it?
we do. Apparently, I am perception man.
Oh, I don't even want to roll perception anymore.
You
Tulip's just dead today.
You don't have to.
I know, but it's fun to roll.
It is fun to roll.
Oh no, Tulip's just gonna leave this with Chris and B. I think she's just dead today.
Yeah. Is B gonna roll? Is B gonna look?
Sure, yeah. She is now kind of suspicious, but nope.
Okay. there might be something there as far as B's concerned. As far as Chris is concerned, that looks like a flat fucking rock face.
Oh, so I come to the conclusion there isn't a way.
There
sure.
isn't. There doesn't. From where you're standing, at least, and you don't have a great view from where you are. But from where you're standing, it doesn't look like there's anywhere really to go.
Okay. Zigga's like, you know what? I'm gonna go up there and check it out then, and I'll let y'all know. I mean, I'm not planning on getting in a fight, and I don't think whatever this thing is, they're more than likely gonna try to avoid a fight as well. So I don't expect it'll be dangerous, but I'm gonna go check it out.
B is going to be looking around to see if there's anyone. There's probably a lot of people around who might comment on climbing on crystals. Or are there other people climbing on crystals just because?
Well, I mean,
There are,
it's probably going to be unusual, and if I ask for permission, it would probably be like, hey, don't do that. But if I just go do it, like, I mean, if there's already a culture of like, you probably shouldn't chip away at the crystals, but we're not going to like actively stop you if you do that, then climbing on the crystals isn't probably any more disrespectful.
every like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, you hear a child being scolded for climbing on the crystals.
Yeah. So like it's one of those things where like if I ask for permission, it would probably get denied, but if I just
Ask
do it,
for forgiveness, not permission. Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. So I'm gonna start climbing up there.
Athletics me.
No.
Can I use acrobatics?
No, because you're not jumping.
Oh no.
I mean, my athletics is fine. It's just not as good as my acrobatics.
You've got a +6. You're fine. Yeah, you clamber up to a point where like you would be able to see a medium humanoid there if they were there, and they are not there.
What can I see beyond that spot?
Crystals and rock, and no
The
cave.
empty void of space.
Yeah, Cthulhu. No. And there are in fact people pointing and being mildly perturbed that you're clambering up the crystals.
Sure. But to be clear, there's no humanoid, and there also is nothing indicating any path that a humanoid could have gone down.
Correct.
Okay. And I will hop back down and like not immediately like regard anybody that like tries to chastise me, and I'm just carrying on a conversation with the rest of the group and say like, yeah, there's no way that there was like whatever happened, he's gone. They're gone.
But before you hop down, could you do me a perception?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The top of the crystal where the figure presumably was, looks dirtied. Might be the best word for it. Almost stained.
In a way that's completely different to the rest of the surrounding crystals.
Yeah, like it's not like dust or literal dirt. There's like something smudgy going on up there.
Okay, well in that case I'll climb up to it.
Okay. There's a little puddle of, well, not even a puddle, like a little smear of grime or something. And in the middle of that smear is, it almost looks like a little bit of rope, but not quite.
Like a hewn off section of rope, or maybe like a twine, or what?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, something like what? Is it thick like a rope, or is it like a little piece of twine?
It's like maybe 1/2 inch in diameter and maybe like 6 inches long. And it's also smeared in whatever the fuck it is on the crystal.
All right. Well, I will get I'll get a vial, I guess, and I'm sure I have like a vial in my inventory, or a piece of paper maybe if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll scoop all of it up, the grime and the twine as well.
It's the ropey thing is quite rubbery.
Okay, and I'll get some of my magically inclined friends to take a look at it later.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see anything else here. I will. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna walk over to the wall
Mm-hmm.
and prod it a little bit to just make sure that the wall's not illusory or anything like that, or that there isn't like a camouflaged individual standing over there.
Sure.
And if that after that, I'm going to go ahead and come back down.
Do me another perception, I guess.
Just trying to be a little thorough.
Yeah. No, it looks like a solid bit of rock. There's no illusion that you can find. There's no person camouflaged up against it.
Okay. Well, I mean, Zigga never saw the original either time, so
No.
he's like going off their secondhand information. He believes his party members. It's just like he didn't see them personally. Yeah. Okay. So I'll scoop up what I found and then head back down.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. If he asks us to examine, B will read order on the rope.
Oh, fuck. I just opened a thing to try and... I opened one of your sheets to check a thing and then just did not check the thing. Which was really smart of me.
Mert.
If you were going to ask, I don't think any of us have rope lore.
No.
I'm still laughing about sinkhole lore.
Sinkhole lore, yeah.
I mean, if it keeps happening.
Okay.
You never know.
So that one...
Like,
I mean, you
like,
can make it less narrow and say whole lore.
that was just like the
That can
most
be all
ridiculous
manner of ways.
defenestration
Holy
lore.
Lord and thou.
Yeah,
That's
holy with
also a
the word
5.
whole, dash, and then Y.
Chris has that. Okay. And then... Zigga Zigga.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, zigga, walla, bing, bang.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, both B and Tulip immediately recognize this weird rubbery rope thing.
Oh, okay.
It is an umbilical cord.
That is gross.
Wait, of an eldritch nature?
Of a what, sorry?
Of an eldritch nature?
No, well, maybe, but... I mean, how do you feel about, like, sheep and humans? Are they eldritch?
Yeah, sometimes.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, Tulip's looking at B with eyebrows raised, like, what the fuck?
Where did you find it?
Yeah, I found it up there where you said that thing was staring at us on
And
the
it just left
ground.
a fucking umbilical cord? What kind of calling card is that? If the dude's an assassin or something, then that's... Ugh, the implications.
Maybe